Windows modular design considerations. Welcome to Building Knowledge 101. In this video, we will explore Windows within modular construction and examine available design considerations, preset and receptor installation options, and share real-world examples.
Now let's shift our focus to Windows. I mentioned earlier that commercial Windows kind of started the drive in glass and glazing toward unitized construction because the model with commercial Windows was to bring a pre-built, pre-glazed unit and fill a punched hole. So it was modular construction, and then we had a rough opening, and then bang, a window goes in, it's closed up. So that was the model started by commercial Windows, and that's still being used in all the various configurations. You got horizontal sliders, double hungs, casement, projected, tilt turns. Those can all be individual standalone windows that fill a punched opening in a building. Zero sightline windows, like you see at the far end, those are usually set in a larger glazed elevation. So the model set by commercial Windows easily worked its way into modular construction. So here you can see a precast panel with a commercial window already set into it. So now you've got a whole component of the building envelope comprised of a couple of different trades built into one module. This was built off-site, and now it's going to be carried to the job site, raised up with a crane, then set one by one so that the building envelope is completely enclosed. So with modular construction, look at the various components, the various trades that would have been on the project one by one if we'd gone to traditional construction. But by going modular construction, all those various trades are already embedded and into that module when it's brought out and raised and set. The building on the right shows you an example of an entire building envelope that was enclosed with modular construction. So kind of looking at the way that goes together. Those windows we just looked at were preset into that module. There's another approach which is using receptors. So we pre-build a module and put receptors in it, then set the window in afterwards. And this is not uncommon also. So here you can see a receptor being assembled on the left side there. Then that is set into the wall panel. While the receptor is being assembled, the wall panel is being assembled. The receptors then set into it. Now notice in this panel, you can see the galvanized studs, you can see the vapor barrier, the air barrier, and then the receptor being set into it. So next is going to be insulation applied to it, then whatever fascia is on the outside. So now you got a completed module that's ready to go into the field. Now I want to point out right here, see these little holes here? Those are weeps. The receptor is going to have a weep into it. So I want you to look for those weeps in this next picture. See them here? You've got a weep there and a weep there. Because this module was raised up, and that's a nice brick veneer on it, and it looks like sandstone here. So a couple of different components going into that module. And then once that was installed, then the window was set. And you can see the receptor here. The window was set into it. So let me show you how that works. Here's our 4 pieces of our receptor being brought together, and it's assembled using screw spline construction. You can see our screws going into the screw spline. So the receptor's built, and that goes into the modular wall panel, and it's installed in place. The modular panels are stacked on the building one by one. Then our windows are brought in from the interior and set from standing on the inside into the receptor, and then stops snapped on the inside to hold the window in place, and now it's completely built and assembled. And that's how a project like this was put together. These modules, consisting of limestone on the exterior with the receptors built into them, were stacked one by one. And then once the modules were in place, casement windows, fixed windows, terrace doors, different components were brought from the interior and set into the openings, into the receptors, and then stop snap from the interior, and it's all closed up. Nice looking building, very good looking project, great example of modular construction. Here's another one, Ionia College, and this has a brick facade on the outside, and set into it were projected windows, sliders, and curtain wall over in this area here. This is curtain wall here, but all of this was modular construction with various components, operable windows, and fixed windows set into it. That is all we have time for in this video. If you'd like to watch more of our 101 video series, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kawneer Company, Inc.